having spent 15 plus years in locker rooms and wanted to help educate athletes on financial literacy. But I love learning. I love being around smart people doing interesting things. It's something that I've really enjoyed. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be doing that. And then co-founded an early stage sports tech app called the Futures app that aims to kind of democratize and consolidate both baseball and softball instruction initially. So two projects that I'm very passionate about, very much enjoying. Actually have a couple other things where I sit in advisory roles with different companies. But staying very busy between navigating the chaos of 3 young kids and first real world jobs in my late 30s.
You're weaving all that in between soccer practice and baseball, right, and everything that your kids are involved in?
That's right. Yeah, no, I have tremendous respect and appreciation for what all parents have gone through as we've started to get into all the extracurriculars, dance and gymnastics and soccer and birthday parties and just the chaos of essentially being an Uber driver for half the day for all of our children and all the miscellaneous activities they have going on.
Yeah, we hit a milestone in the Matzik household, Ryan. It no longer takes us an hour just to leave the house.
Yeah, we're still in that hour to leave the house more often than not. Our youngest is 3, so every day is a bit of an adventure. The kids are at different schools. You have different times of school starting and pickups and drop-offs, and certainly can make for some adventurous days.
Hey, Ryan, you're not even 40 years old. You're still in great shape. You retired just a couple years ago. This time of year, especially with friends on the club, do you ever get the itch?
Yeah, absolutely. I miss the big moments. I miss the big games. I'm grateful to have the opportunity to be here with my children while they're young every day. I never lose perspective on that. But this was always the most fun part of a baseball season for me, and I think most guys would say the same thing is, September and October baseball, the intensity of these games. There's nothing to replace that, but I also never lose perspective on how fortunate I am to have the opportunity to be with my kids every day while they're young, because you never get the chance to relive these years.
I got the highlight here running. It's on a loop here on the YouTube. Man, you had great hair back in 2011. You had a lot of good hairstyles. And I was always jealous of that, Ryan, because a higher power took my hair away in my mid-20s. Man, that was ultimate. That was peak Ryan hair in 2011, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, I rarely had the patience to, stick out all those middle phases you go through when you're trying to grow your hair out like that. But that was certainly the longest I'd ever had my hair at that time. So high maintenance, but tried to make the best of it.
He is Brewers legend Ryan Braun. Fun to catch up, Ryan. Congratulations on all the good stuff you've got going on. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, good times. Great stuff. Hope to see him in the second round out here at the ballpark. Time for the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. It was a terrible day. September was awful. October's not been much better. The S&P was off 1.3 points today to close at 42.29, 1.3 percentage points. The Dow was off 1.5 points to close at 33.002. The NASDAQ was down almost 2 full percentage points, dropping 248 to close at 13.059. Up next after the break, this is super cool. There's some awesome new merchandise and some stuff you probably haven't seen, how you can get your hands on it. The Senior Director of Retail and Operations, Sean Marefka, joins us in our mobile studio right after the news on WTMJ.
It was bound to happen. Over your career, investments came along for the ride. The first 401k, brokerage account, profit sharing, stock options, pension, another 401k, an insurance policy, an annuity. You get the picture. At Annex Wealth Management, we believe every portfolio tells a story. After all, we've seen, reviewed, dissected, discussed, and analyzed thousands of them. Some portfolios are like well-tended gardens and reflect diligence, patience, fortitude, and optimism. Others tell the story of being sold commission products that might not have been the best choice, maybe for the salesperson, but not for the investor. When the financial planning team at Annex reviews your portfolio, we spot what works, what might not, and then provide unbiased suggestions based on what's important, the retirement you desire. That's where the good stuff happens. Every portfolio tells a story. Let's work on yours. Investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning. As a fee-only fiduciary, that's our story. Head to AnnexWealth.com, click the Get Started button. That's AnnexWealth.com.
Hey, the future of joint pain relief is right here in Milwaukee. It's QC Kinetics, Advanced Regenerative Medicine, and it's amazing. Hey, it's Greg Matzik. If you've been told more steroids or surgery are your only options, don't be so fast. Get a second opinion and learn more about how you can harness your own body's healing agents to attack that joint pain. I'm talking lasting relief. QC Kinetics doesn't mask the pain. These treatments go to the very root of the problem, using concentrated healing properties placed directly in your joint to restore and repair that damaged tissue. Imagine living your life this fall with no more pain in your knees, your hips, your shoulder, or your back, with no drugs, no downtime, and no surgery. Hey, life is all about motion, and QC Kinetics is giving people their lives back with these all-natural treatments. Call the local medical professionals and get a free consultation today. QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. Call 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Again, 414-285-3474.
Charge into October. Get your Brewers postseason tickets now. Secure your spot and prepare to unleash chaos, make mayhem, and watch stars come to life in the spotlight of postseason baseball. The Brewers' moments you live for are coming. Make sure you don't miss a single pivotal pitch or season-changing home run. Get your Brewers postseason tickets now at brewers.com/postseason.
Get to and from every home game in Green Bay this football season safely. Milwaukee Broad House, Jack's American Pub, and Wanakee Golf Course all offer transportation on game days. They've got bus services with private restrooms and all-you-can-drink packages. Book your round-trip ride from any of these locations and get complimentary access to an all-you-can-eat and drink tailgate at the bar on Holmgren Way. Make your game day experience a VIP experience with your official ride to Green Bay. Visit MilwaukeeBroadhouse.com to book your trip today.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Veterans benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Tayback Law fights for those who fought for us. If you're a vet and have been wrongfully denied the VA benefits you're entitled to, call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
At 3:30, I'm Mike Spalding. Your top story, it is a beautiful day for some baseball.
I'm Debbie Laziga. Westbound 94 going to be a bit tight out of the Marquette all the way to the Stadium Interchange, as you might expect. Southbound on 43 slowing down from just south of Good Hope Road, stretching all the way down past Capitol Drive to about Locust. The northbound side slow out of the Marquette up to about Keefe. Right now, 15 minutes from downtown to Brown Deer Road, so that is an extra 4. Southbound on 41, we're seeing delays coming in from Good Hope Road, actually before Good Hope Road, all the way down to Mayfair Road. Right now, Highway Q to the zoo is up to a 27-minute ride. That is an extra 13. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Mostly cloudy skies overnight tonight. Still a bit humid, a low about 68 degrees. Tomorrow, mostly to partly cloudy skies. Scattered showers, a high of 80 degrees. Right now in Milwaukee, it is 75. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, we're about 2.5 hours away from first pitch at American Family Field. This is the Brewers prepare to host the Arizona Diamondbacks in the best of a 3-game wild card series. The gates to the ballpark opening up just a bit ago this afternoon, but for many, the party began much earlier than that. WTMJ's Wyatt Barmore Pooley caught up with some revelers along Blue Mound Road.
Even hours before game time, Brewers fans are here in their gear. Moses Hernandez tells WTMJ he made sure to clear his schedule for today.
The atmosphere is great. I mean, why wouldn't we make a day out of this?
He's here with his friend Ryan Porter, and they'll be headed to the yard this afternoon after they
sit here, drink a little more, get to the game, have a great time. It's going to be a great environment. Definitely looking forward to that. This is a great city.
At Dugout 54, Wyatt Barmore Pooley, WTMJ News.
Yeah, it's not just baseball in the minds of Brewers brass or the fans. Some of the community still voicing concerns over the latest funding proposal for American Family Field. Matt Brusky, one of them, attending a meeting on Monday, told our news partners at TMJ4 he doesn't believe the public should need to foot the bill.
The idea that the public should have to pony up for a billionaire's profitable stadium and team it's quite frankly outrageous.
Under the latest proposal, Milwaukee City and County would contribute a combined $337 million towards that project.
Think long and hard before you plunge us into chaos, because that's where we're headed. if we vacate the speakership.
The vote is on in the U.S. House of Representatives, that being over whether or not House Speaker Kevin McCarthy should keep his job. Right now, calling roll, 139 nay votes to 133 yay votes. We get the latest now from ABC News.
It was a debate not seen in the House chamber since March of 1910. Speaking for Speaker McCarthy, Oklahoma Republican Tom Cole.
Think long and hard before you plunge us into chaos, because that's where we're headed if we vacate the speakership.
The leading insurgent, Florida's Matt Gaetz, responded.
Chaos is Speaker McCarthy. Chaos is somebody who we cannot trust with their word.
Democrats made the debate possible, siding with Gaetz and 10 other Republicans to keep the gambit to oust McCarthy alive. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
While House Republicans deal with their own leadership crisis, the White House now urging congressmen to continue supporting Ukraine's war against Russia.
White House National Security spokesman John Kirby says that Congress delaying more Ukrainian funding could tip the war in Russia's favor.
Such a lapse in support will make Putin believe that he can wait us out.
Earlier in the week, President Biden suggested he had made a deal with Speaker McCarthy to pass that funding soon. McCarthy says he didn't. Andy Field, ABC News, Washington.
In sports, the Brewers again prepping to host the Arizona Diamondbacks in the first of a best-of-3 series at American Family Field in the Major League Baseball wild card round. First pitch at 6:08. Our coverage with the Brewers Radio Network gets underway at 5:30. Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Times, 3:34.
News sponsored by Smart Spaces. Visit smartspaceswi.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Greg Scalzo for Smart Spaces. How can Smart Spaces transform your business?
The technology frustrations we hear about, hands down, ease of use.
We take that complexity out of it and keep it down to the bare minimum of what they need and what they use.
Our goal is to lend a level of simplicity that any knowledge level can walk into that room and at a glance know exactly how to turn that room on and utilize all of its features.
Let Smart Spaces transform your business today. Visit smartspaceswi.com.
Do the changing seasons have you dreaming of that perfect sun-kissed getaway? From the Caribbean and Mexico to Hawaii or Florida, Fox World Travel's expert travel advisors can recommend their favorite beach resorts with Apple Vacations or island-hopping cruises with Princess Cruises and Royal Caribbean. What are you waiting for? Don't miss out on the best savings of the season. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO. There are memories to be made, and Fox has the expertise to get you there.
This Brewers Top Moment is presented by Network Health.
September 11, 2023, after battling a shoulder injury earlier in the season, Brewers ace Brandon Woodruff would eventually make his return, and on this day, completed his first career complete game and also delivered Milwaukee's first complete game shutout since 2021.
The pitch popped him up. This game is going to be over. Woodruff, the complete game, and the Brewers.
This Brewers Top Moment is presented by Network Health.
Hi, I'm John McGivern. If you're looking for a Medicare plan with freedom and flexibility, choose a Network Health Medicare Advantage plan. Plans start as low as $0 a month with $0 doctor visits and $0 prescription drugs, plus vision, hearing, and dental benefits. For 40 years, Network Health has been a trusted expert in making health insurance affordable and understandable. Don't wait. Call 833-7-NETWORK today.
Russ bought his first home in Wisconsin with a mortgage from AccuNet when today's college freshmen were still in diapers. A few Friday mornings ago, Russ emailed saying he and his wife were ready to buy their forever home. And by 4 o'clock, we were all on a conference call with their real estate agent talking about what it would take to write a winning offer in today's inventory-starved market. And then it happened. They met their dream home face-to-face Saturday afternoon and wrote an offer $15,000 over asking, accompanied by an AccuNet property-specific pre-approval letter that guaranteed they could make good on that offer without selling their existing home first and without requiring an appraisal. That's right, no appraisal required, which both the listing agent and seller loved. I can't promise your very first offer will be accepted like Russ and Julie's, but I will promise AccuNet can help you and your agent craft the most attractive offer possible. Hey, don't settle for a flimsy, unimaginative bank pre-approval. Get started with your rock-solid, guaranteed pre-approval by clicking on the blue button today at accunet.com.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News on WTMJ.
Oh, yeah. John Mercure and Greg Matzik broadcasting live from American Family Field Route in the mobile studio. The lots are open. The bags are being thrown. The grills have been fired up. We are good to go. We're excited to be joined here in the studio by Sean Marefka. He's the Senior Director of Retail Operations and Merchandise for the Milwaukee Brewers. This is why you need the live stream, because you can see some of the cool stuff he brought in. You can check that out at WTMJ.com. How you doing, Sean?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
How crazy does this get for you guys, because you keep the stores so well stocked all year round, and now it's new stuff swarming in? How crazy is this time of year for you and your team?
Correct. It's a lot of planning. We planned back in August, so our division champ orders were due back in August, September. So we raced to get those T-shirts and hats printed. And, now today we launched the AC collection. It just never stops. Trucks are coming daily.
Hey, Sean, do you have to sort of allocate new space? Do you pull stuff off the shelf to make room for the new stuff? Like, how do you even do this?
It all depends on the scenario. Like, if you're on the road, it's different of where you put in the store versus if you're at home. So when we clinched at home the division, we had tables in the store so that we could get the boxes open quick enough once we clinched, because that product can't be viewed until the players are seen wearing it on the field. So we make tables in the store, table space, we put it on the tables, let it go out.
How about ordering stuff for like the NLCS, or if the Brewers become National League champs? What's the turnaround? Have you already had to do some of that? Can you put tentative orders in? How does that work?
We're starting to put in our World Series buys as we speak. None of that gets printed until we get to that point. But, you got to stay ahead of schedule, or else it can catch up to you. This time is crazy. It's no better time to play October baseball, but to be honest with you, by the time we know, it'll be November.
Well, and you're fortunate because you got this beautiful color scheme. I mean, the Diamondbacks have an awful color scheme. All their stuff looks like garbage. Like, it doesn't
look right there.
Set the sense. What is that?
Yeah, that's
blue?
bad,
is that
isn't
teal?
it?
Like, that was rough. They've come a long way. I
Good
like
luck,
the snake, though. I definitely like the snake.
The snake's kind of cool.
I'm digging the snake.
Yeah.
When we did our rebrand, we stuck with the original navy and gold colorways. We brought back a little bit of the past. I think we hit it on the head. It's been fantastic. We've seen significant sales with the new merch since the rebrand launch, and then on top of it, with our City Connect sales are about 30% of our sales to date. Still, we're one of the strongest City Connect teams in baseball right now, and I think that just goes to all the effort we put into this here as the Milwaukee Brewers organization.
If you're watching on the live stream, I'm going to hold some of this up for you and ask you to describe this. So we got here, this is a postseason baseball cap, and then there's a sweatshirt and a shirt here. So tell us about some of the new gear.
Yep, so the Division Champ merchandise is what we launched the day we won the division. It's pretty much flown off the shelves. Our top-selling items were the on-field hat that the players wore, the hat that you have in your hand currently.
Oh, this is great.
Yesterday we launched the shirt that you have in your hand and the T-shirt that's behind you. These are our authentic collection that the players will be wearing in the dugout and on the field during batting practices when they're sitting on the sideline.
So let me ask you this, Sean. Do you have separate vendors and graphic designers you work with for City Connect and local stuff, and then it's sort of baseball takes control when you get to this level?
Yeah, we work with about 100 different MLB license vendors that MLB controls, and that we have sales reps across in pretty much the vicinity of the area that we work with that represent all of those vendors. Some of the stuff we plan out is far off, based off in May, we'll be ordering for next year. If we need more merchandise, like we're kind of in the boat right now, we're chasing, that all that product is made domestically here in the United States.
I want to ask you about something that I saw when I was in Africa on safari. So I'm in South Africa. We're in a game reserve, and I wake up in the morning. We all have layers on. As everybody at the day warms up, we're taking off the layers. We went to a small village, which is one of the experiences we try to do, and there was a kid, a South African boy in a village that had a Minnesota Vikings Super Bowl champion shirt on. So here's my question. Was that a joke? I tried to figure this out, never could get an answer. Or is stuff sometimes printed, and we've heard the story, then it gets shipped to faraway countries if you can't use it? What happens if you print something that can't get used?
Yeah, unfortunately, that's how we used to do things back in 2008. Unfortunately, what we do is we pretty much recycle it. It gets shredded and recycled currently. We've stopped sending things overseas years ago. So all that stopped.
And they have not won a Super Bowl, by the way.
Thank God.
By the way,
Thank God.
It's an empty cabinet, too. So, man, how fired up are you, though? I mean, just to be in this situation where you get to think about the new stuff, and I know it's extra work, but this has got to be the most rewarding time of year.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I told you guys earlier, I've been doing this. I've been here for every postseason so far since 2008. It never gets old. It gets nerve-wracking. You get very anxious, and you have to be very patient. So I can tell you this, it's exciting here, watching the fans walk by in Brewers gear, seeing jerseys come out. I was telling you guys our jersey business is up 30% year to date, and it's because of the great young talent we have on the field. And to me, it never gets old. I'm born and raised here in Milwaukee, big Brewers fan, but came to County Stadium as a kid, and it never gets old.
So stop in the Pro Shop here. They've got beautiful stuff here. You can also check it out online. Is it at brewers.com? Is there a link there? Is that the easiest way?
If you go to brewers.com and you click shop, where our stores are also open Monday through Saturday, 11 to 6, and 11 to 4 on Sundays.
Right near the Barrel Yard. So come on in and check out the store here. Sean Marefka is the Senior Director of Retail Operations and Merchandise for the Milwaukee Brewers. Great stuff. Thanks for the work you do,
Yeah,
Sean.
thank you. Appreciate it.
It is 3:43 at WTMJ.
We're building something in Milwaukee, and this year is going to be one hell of a monster.
It's alive! This is
This is the Hunt for Brew October on WTMJ. Presented by Network Health, Delta Dental, Annex Wealth Management, and Wintrust, Wisconsin's Bank.
Hey, how are you going to get down watching the game tonight? Maybe a Palermo's Pizza. That could be the perfect thing. Pop one in pre-game, maybe another in the 4th or 5th inning or so as the team is building a lead. How about that? Sounds good, right? Screamin' Sicilian, Connie's Urban Pie, you pick it. Up to you. Stock up the freezer, put one in the oven tonight. Palermo's, Wisconsin's hometown pizza, made in Wisconsin for over 55 years, not too far from the ballpark. As a matter of fact, that's where you'll find Palermo's headquarters. That's right, in Milwaukee. Milwaukee proud. And found at Festival Foods, Pick and Save, Sendik's, Piggly Wiggly, Woodman's, and more. What's for dinner tonight? Sounds like a great night to make it a Palermo's night, Wisconsin's hometown pizza.
Don't think twice. Call Geis. Garage door broke. Do it right. Don't think twice. Call Geis. Need a new garage door. Do it right. Don't think twice. Call Geis.
A great way to add value and curb appeal to your home is with a new CHI maintenance-free garage door. In fact, a recent study by Remodelers Magazine reports that the average return on investment is an amazing 82%, ranking #1 among all home improvement projects. To see our huge selection of doors, come visit us at our Brookfield location or view our online showroom at geistdoors.com. We have everything from alley doors to custom wood designer doors and everything in between. Remember, for all your garage door needs, call Geis at 262-784-4250 or visit us online at geistdoors.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geis. Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Traffic and weather, Deb, how we doing?
Well, we still have delays along southbound 41 coming in from almost Brown Deer Main Street, Menominee Falls, all the way down to Mayfair Road. Part of the problem on the northbound side is a broken down vehicle right about at Silver Spring off on the right shoulder. Folks are slowing down right past that scene. Southbound 43 backing up from just before Silver Spring all the way down to about Capitol Drive to Locust. Then the northbound side is going to be slow out of the Marquette up to Keefe. Westbound, everybody slowing down, trying to get to the park for the ball game. So we've got delays from the Marquette all the way through to the stadium interchange. If you happen to see something we should know about, give us a call on the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. Visit Hall Mazda to support their Drive Out Cancer event. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, cloudy and muggy, low of 68 degrees. Might want to keep that AC on. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, scattered showers, a high of 80 degrees. On Thursday, showers early, then cloudy and breezy, a high of 73. A cold front's going to roll through in pretty quick order. On Friday, windy, cooler, a high of 57 degrees. And on Saturday, cloudy, breezy, a high of 51 degrees. Right now in Milwaukee, it is sunny and 77 degrees. All right, let's bring in our guy, Major Garrett. He is CBS's chief Washington correspondent. The Takeout podcast is heard on WTMJ. He created that, and he hosts it. The book is The Big Truth. And a brand new cool podcast series is out called Agent of Betrayal. This is fascinating. We'll talk to Major about that in a second. Good morning. Good afternoon, Major. It is afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, John.
It's been one of those days.
Yes, it's also exciting with Brewers playoff baseball. You get your time zones confused. I get it. I understand. All good wishes to the Brewers. My Padres came up regrettably short, so no playoff baseball for me. There are a few things in sports more exciting than playoff baseball, so everyone enjoy it for as long as it lasts.
Boy, we appreciate that sentiment, Major. I want to ask you about major news that's happening right now. The House is voting on removing Speaker McCarthy. I don't know what the end game is here. Will he be able, this is going to happen, it looks like. Will he be able to regain the gavel? Is there a game plan from the hard right if they're successful? What happens next? Because this is going to happen, it looks like.
It sure does, John, and I have no clue what's going to happen next. And I don't think anyone who's in putting this in motion has any idea what's going to happen. What is the point of a Republican majority of ousting the elected Republican majority leader and Speaker of the House? What is the point? Well, the point, in theory, is to punish McCarthy because he's untrustworthy or he doesn't fight hard enough. Okay. If you replace McCarthy, doesn't he live under the same difficult, if not impossible, circumstances that McCarthy lived under? So fill in the name. Tom Emmer, does he become the next speaker? Does Steve Scalise become the new speaker? Does Elise Stefanik become the new speaker? They're all members of House Republican leadership. What difference does it make? It doesn't make any difference because the same realities apply. The hard right doesn't understand how to maximize the influence of the House Republican majority, disdains the voting preferences of fellow Republicans from districts that are not as lopsidedly Republican as their districts, so they ignore reality, even among Republicans. So it's Republicans ignoring Republican political reality. Set aside their hostility to Democrats, So I don't know where this goes. I honestly don't. And when Speaker McCarthy says, institutionally, this is bad for the House, he's right. And when Nancy Pelosi says, as she did this afternoon, it's the majority party's responsibility in the House of Representatives to elect a speaker. 100%. That's the whole role of the majority, to exercise maximum power in the House. If that majority doesn't want to exercise maximum power, then it just dissolves into nothingness. It really just dissolves into 435 semi-well-dressed, semi-educated lawyers and other kinds of people from American life milling around doing nothing.
So as you were speaking, Major, breaking news, as you were speaking, the vote has succeeded and Kevin McCarthy is out. But there's no clear alternative being offered by anybody.
Right. That's what I mean. And my point is, from this point until something happens, the House has no speaker. The House has no leader. The House has no way to organize itself. The purpose of the House is, A, to organize itself. That's what it does every morning under the majority party leadership. The majority party tells everyone, here's what we're voting on today, here's the time in which we're voting on it, and here's the rules under which we're debating and then voting. That's what the majority party does. And all of that flows from the speaker down through the majority party leadership. When there's no speaker, that majority party leadership is less able to take care of those basic organizational functions, thereby disempowering the House to do the very fundamental things it's supposed to do. Be the first one to initiate any spending for the federal government. Be the first one to initiate any tax policy, whether to raise taxes or cut taxes. Those are the two principal constitutionally defined powers of the House. Those have now been given up. House Republican majority said, never mind, we don't want to exercise that power because we can't even organize ourselves. This is a kind of mindless chaos that I didn't think I would ever witness in congressional politics, ever. Because there's no point to it, and there's no end game to it.
Major, given what's happened here, how appealing is the opportunity to succeed Kevin McCarthy? I mean, who would want to do it after what has happened here?
That's a great question. I would put it this way. How opportunistic would you be if you're a member of the French Revolutionary, it's the time of the French Revolution, and you're a royal? How many opportunities do you see for yourself? Head or no head, that's it. Those are your opportunities. And the only way to keep your head is to flee. If you stay around, they're going to chop your head off at the guillotine, because that's what happened during the French Revolution, okay? That's what this is. Anyone who puts themselves up to be speaker is putting their head in a legislative/political guillotine, because it's now evident, it's now clear that this renegade group of House Republicans will sack any speaker for any set of grievances at all. Okay, who wants the job? Sign up. Sign up to be the temporary Speaker of the House. You want to have a 2-week speakership? You want to have a 1-week speakership? Who knows? This is in front of our very eyes, the dissolving of an institution of legislative importance in our federal government.
CBS Chief Washington correspondent Major Garrett is with us. At the top of my podcast list is Agent of Betrayal, The Double Life of Robert Hanssen. It's about an FBI agent, a special agent. This is incredible stuff, multi-part series. This is Major's. Tell us about Agent of Betrayal.
So we all started projects, John and Greg, during lockdown. Some of us learned to make sourdough bread. I didn't. Some of us learned to play a musical instrument. I didn't. Some of us learned to knit. I didn't. I leaned, as you very well know, John, into the podcast space. I did all sorts of things, daily podcasts, documentary podcasts. And I also said, wait a minute, I'm going to go to someplace I've never gone before, a serialized, episodic storytelling podcast. And we launched this 2 years ago, my team and I. My team and I, by the way, like everything else, we have day jobs. This is all a side hustle for us. Everyone on my team's a volunteer. We did all this work on the side while we were doing our day jobs. More than 50 interviews, 80 hours of tape, distilling the story of this guy, Robert Hanssen, special agent of the FBI for 22 years. For most of his career, in 3 separate stages, he was the most damaging spy in FBI history, handed over more secrets to the Soviets than the Russians than anyone ever. And those secrets he handed over led directly to 3 U.S. recruited Soviets to be executed, possibly many more. We don't know for sure, but there's reason to suspect there are more. 3 confirmed. Hundreds of millions of dollars in lost U.S. intelligence programs, either human or technological, because of information Robert Hanssen gave over. Did this under the noses of counterintelligence and intelligence specialists of the FBI, meaning he was often in conference rooms, across conference tables, where the discussion about, hey, we think we have a penetration. We think we have a mole in the U.S. intelligence community. We're losing all this stuff. What are we going to do about it? He was sitting there in those meetings frequently as the mole. He also was this sort of combination of contradictions. A outwardly pious Catholic who went to Catholic Mass every day, was a member of Opus Dei, talked enthusiastically about religion, philosophy, morality, ethics. He was also virulently and vocally anti-communist. All these projections about things that he was, when in terms of his actual lived life, he was none of those things. He betrayed his friends, he betrayed his family, he betrayed the FBI, and he betrayed our country. He is the biggest, most diseased liar I've ever come across in my journalistic career. And for that and many other reasons, he just fascinated the heck out of me.
Agent of Betrayal, is it out now, Major?
It is. Our first episode released last Thursday. We have 1 episode a week. You can't binge it because it's not all done. I'm actually reporting this out even as we go. Last week we got 1,000 pages of documents from the Federal Bureau of Prisons through a Freedom of Information request about Hanssen's life in Supermax prison in Florence, Colorado. We're digesting that now. That'll be part of episode 8. First episode was last Thursday. Episode 2 will be this Thursday, 1 a week, each successive week until we get to episode 8. And if there's enough interest and the audience really likes it, we have plenty of bonus content to add if there's interest. And I hope there will be.
Check it out. I'm going to do it this week. It's Agent of Betrayal, CBS Chief Washington correspondent Major Garrett, Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. Major, great stuff. Thank you so much for spending time with us. Go Brewers.
Thanks. Go Brewers.
It is 3:57 at WTMJ. A couple of words for sit, mean, sit dog training. Dogs can be like the kids in your house, especially if you don't have kids in the house, right? They take a lot of work. You got to nurture them. You got to work with them. I didn't really know the right way to do that with my dogs until I got involved with sit, mean, sit dog training. Now my dogs are better dogs. They listen better. They sit when they're supposed to sit. They go where they're supposed to go. They don't go where they're not supposed to go. It's sit, mean, sit dog training. Start with a free consultation like we did. Sit, mean, sit dog training. You too can have a happy, confident, obedient dog. It's sit, mean, sit dog training.
WTMJ now is hitting the road, making a stop in downtown Waupun. Join Sandy Max and Steve Scafidi broadcasting live at Real Sports Cards in Waupun on October 6th from 9 to noon. Real Sports Cards think through every aspect of a card collector's shop, building a modern store to fulfill any hobbyist's needs. Make plans to visit historic downtown Waupun, the city of sculpture, when Sandy and Steve broadcast live from Real Sports Cards, October 6th from 9 to noon. Meet Steve and Sandy and check out the shop, realsportscards.com. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
A new office tower of sorts in downtown Milwaukee. Northwestern Mutual starts a $500 million overhaul of its North Tower. The 18-story structure is stripped to the frame and rebuilt to resemble the nearby headquarters tower. Froedtert Health continues expanding its business, taking 100% ownership of Network Health. Till now, Froedtert was a 50-50 partner in the health insurer with Ascension, Wisconsin. Crews from Milwaukee's PBS stations will be busy tonight taping the Milwaukee Symphony concert with Milwaukee rock legends, the Violent Femmes. Broadcast dates are to be determined. I'm Rich Kirchin with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
We are broadcasting live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio. It's Brewers coverage. Brew October presented by Network Health and sponsored by Delta Dental, Annex Wealth Management, and Town Bank, Wisconsin's bank. Business headlines sponsored by the Pfister Hotel. Make your reservations today. Visit thepfisterhotel.com.
For 130 years, the Pfister Hotel in downtown Milwaukee has been delighting guests with impeccable service, luxurious accommodations, and an unmatched standard for excellence. Celebrate your next special occasion with a stay at the Pfister. Enjoy fine dining at Mason Street Grill and Cafe at the Pfister. Pamper yourself with a service from the Well Spa and Salon. Take in live music with the best views of the city from Blue, the 23rd floor cocktail lounge. There's always a reason to celebrate with the Pfister Hotel. Make your reservations at thepfisterhotel.com.
Bikers need protection, not just from other drivers, but unfortunately from insurance companies too. If you've been injured in a motorcycle crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. Bikers are often blamed for causing the accident because the insurance companies simply don't want to pay. At Gruber Law Offices, we've been fighting for injured bikers and their families for more than 30 years. Trust us to fight for what you deserve. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
When big national banks make a decision, it requires many emails, phone calls, and plenty of video conferences from around the globe. When we make a banking decision, we do it over a cup of coffee in our office. Finding a local bank that's passionate about the community and knows your name is hard to find these days.
Good morning, Diane. Welcome back.
The search is over.
Waterstone Bank, proud to be your local bank for over 100 years. Love your bank as much as we love this community. Waterstone Bank, Waukesha, Milwaukee, and Washington County.
Member FDIC.
The famous Fox and Hounds and Mineshaft restaurants are hiring servers, bartenders, bussers, food runners, and barbacks. It's a great part-time job for high school and college students and retirees. Make real money. Parents and grandparents, tell your kids. Inquire today. Start next week.
There's a reason people sold to Grandview Homes instead of using a real estate agent.
Not only did we receive a fair offer, but we were able to take as much time as we needed and could leave the house a mess.
Visit GrandviewHomes.com to discover the easiest and fastest way to sell a home.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Traffic is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management. It's time to know the difference, and Annex Wealth Management is ready to help with investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary partner. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button.
Let's begin this playoff game by driving some snakes out of Milwaukee. The playoffs begin with our Brewers Radio Network Game 1 coverage against the Diamondbacks. starting tonight at 5:30. Brew October is presented by Network Health and brought to you by Delta Dental, Annex Wealth Management, and Wintrust, Wisconsin's Bank. On News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
At 4:02, I'm Mike Spalding. This is Wisconsin's Afternoon News for Tuesday, October 3rd. Your top story, a major vacancy atop the U.S. House of Representatives.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, and southbound on 41, slowing down from about Good Hope Road all the way down to Mayfair Road. Right now, that is showing up at a 32-minute ride from Highway Q to the zoo. It's an extra 18. Delays along southbound 43 as well from before Silver Spring all the way down past Locust. Right now, 23 minutes to get from Brown Deer Road to the Marquette. We've got some backups eastbound 94 just east of Highway 16 all the way through the Gerke's Corners area. Back on the brakes from about 84th Street to Hawley Road, with the westbound side slowing down out of the Marquette towards the stadium. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Partly to mostly cloudy skies overnight tonight. Humid as well, a low 68. Tomorrow, partly to mostly cloudy skies. Scattered showers are likely as well, a high about 80 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Mike Spalding.
The yeas are 216. The nays are 210. The resolution is adopted. The office of Speaker of the House of the United States House of Representatives is hereby declared vacant.
There you have it, a historic day in the House of Representatives as Congressman Kevin McCarthy officially voted out as his role as Speaker. We get more from ABC's Stephen Portnoy.
Adams. To reflect the solemnity of the historic moment, members of the House voted as their names were called.
Yay.
It followed a fierce Republican on Republican debate.
Oh, look at that.
That had Louisiana Congressman Garrett Graves accusing Matt Gaetz of seeking publicity and soliciting donations.
Using official actions to raise money. It's disgusting. Oh, boo all you want.
The lead insurgent pushed back.
Kevin McCarthy is the Speaker of the House of Representatives, and he has failed to take a stand where it matters. So if he won't, I will.
Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
Here closer to home, it's a beautiful day for some baseball. The MLB postseason's upon us. The Brewers now just a couple hours away from hosting the Arizona Diamondbacks at American Family Field in a best-of-3 wildcard series. The gates are now open. However, plenty of fans got the party started plenty early.
One of those early birds is Dana Tritz. The senior in high school tells WTMJ she surprised her dad with tickets to today's game.
Well, I talked about how I felt like I could get us postseason tickets, and he told me that he didn't believe me, so I knew his birthday was coming up, and I decided to get it for him as a surprise.
David Tritz says he was surprised, and he's optimistic about the Brew Crew's postseason prospects.
Well, I think we're going to win it in 2. And then we're going to come back for the next series.
At American Family Field, Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, WTMJ News.
It's not just fans in the parking lots excited and optimistic about the Brewers' postseason hopes. Brewers Extra Innings host Dom Catronio says the Brewers are in a good position to make a deep postseason run.
It's always tough to see a competitor be told he can't compete. And he is one of the biggest competitors, not just in the Brewers, but in the entire league. And it was still simply, like Christian Yelich said it best, this team's connected. They've done it all season long. There's no reason to believe they can't continue to do it without Brandon Woodruff, and they still got a really deep pitching staff.
Now, Corbin Burns is set to take the mound for the Brewers tonight. First pitch at 6:08. Scott's Afternoon News, of course, broadcasting live from the Pella windows and doors of Wisconsin Mobile Studios. They're outside American Family Field. They'll be there till first pitch. Our Brew October coverage, meanwhile, is presented by Network Health, also sponsored by Delta Dental, Annex Wealth Management, and Wintrust, Wisconsin's Bank. And you can help, or heads up for tomorrow afternoon, your mobile device is expected to get quite loud.
FEMA and the FCC are conducting a nationwide test of the emergency alert system and the wireless emergency alert tomorrow afternoon. That means cell phones, radios, TVs, tablets, and other devices will all be alerted at the same time. Now, authorities say this alert, which is tomorrow at 1:20 p.m. Central, will be loud and distracting. It's vital that this technology is tested to ensure the government can alert the public during emergencies. Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
Citing unlimited WTMJ News Times, 4:06.
This report is sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. SidingUnlimited.com.
You've seen the brothers, the owners of Siding Unlimited's video commercial. You can tell that Eric and Aaron Brown are good guys. And I, as their friend and radio spokesman for about 20 years now, can add that they operate a great company. Their dad instilled in them the importance of integrity, truth and trust, reliability, knowledge, and strength. Quality products for sure, but it's their commitment to the installation that sets Siding Unlimited apart from other companies. Dad built a strong siding business. The sons added windows, doors, roofing, and decks. Siding Unlimited hires experienced American craftsmen to do the best installation of those quality products onto your house. Customers and industry suppliers testify to Siding Unlimited's work ethic and quality. Siding Unlimited's awards fill the office wall. Come see them at the unique outside-in showroom in Gerke's Corners. Just remember siding, then sidingunlimited.com.
R&R Insurance does an exceptional job of providing employee benefits to all of us here at Good Karma Brands. Companies are starting to plan for fall enrollment for their workforce. Here's Jeff Salasinski, VP of Insurance Operations at R&R Insurance.
Thanks, Vince. A benefit understood is a benefit appreciated. Knowing how to best communicate your benefits will help your employees understand their options, guide their decision-making, and increase their sense of value and engagement. In this tight labor market, businesses need to know how to use their benefit program to attract and retain employees.
So, Jeff, what's the solution?
At R&R Insurance, we help employers brand their benefit packages in a customized, easy-to-understand fashion, taking out the complex and confusing nature of shopping for health insurance. With our latest mobile technology, your employees will have easy, immediate access to benefit information for themselves and their families 24/7. At R&R Insurance, we know employee benefits.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
Hey, WTMJ's John Burke here. I'm looking for the creepiest tub or shower. My guys at Sidex want to replace your tub or shower. The winner gets a brand new complete tub or shower conversion installed at no cost by Sidex. Up to a $10,000 value. They're doing the conversion in my house. Go to WTMJ.com/contest. Everyone's eligible if you live within 50 miles of Milwaukee. Creepiest tub or shower. You get a brand new one. Send us a picture of your creepiest tub or shower. I'll announce the winner live on Wisconsin's Afternoon News on Halloween.
Hey Brewers fans, our favorite season is here, October baseball. Now's the time to put your wallet in winning mode with Wintrust Community Bank's most popular checking account. Open a Total Access checking account today and score yourself a $300 bonus with qualifying activities. Think about all the extra brats that you'll get. Experience the playoffs and banking as it should be. Visit wintrust.com/Brewers October. Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank. Different approach, better results. Proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Only $100 required to open. No minimum monthly balance or monthly maintenance fees. Member FDIC.
It's David Nason from WTMJ's The Fix-It Show for Hair Construction. If your septic or mound system needs repair, residential or commercial, contact the team who specializes in them, Hair Construction. They have you covered. The friendly, knowledgeable staff at Hair Construction can guide you from a simple septic pumping all the way through an emergency repair or replacement. For all your septic needs, contact the experts at Hair Construction today, 262-968-2550, or find them online at haircorp.com. That's HERRcorp.com.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News is on the air. Broadcasting live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Mobile Studio, right outside the gates of American Family Field. Here's John Mercure.
All right, we're live from the Pella Window and Door, Wisconsin Mobile Studio indeed. Brew October is presented by Network Health, sponsored by Delta Dental, Annex Wealth Management, and Town Bank. It is Wisconsin's bank. Let's head right outside. WTMJ's Greg Matzik is out there with the people. Grego.
Yeah, well, you know, I got a little worried because I came by a tailgate because I thought a car was on fire. It turns out the grill is just fired up. We got burger upon burger now. Are you getting the thick burger here?
Yes, Greg, the thick one's for you.
Oh, excellent.
The big one right here. How do you like it done?
Medium rare. Is it stuffed with cheese?
Just say medium because everybody's getting it medium. So.
When did you get all fired up today?
We had some brats. We had some jalapeno cheddars, and now we got some burgers on the grill.
Okay, so you're kind of making an afternoon of this, like you should, right?
Well, it's the playoffs.
Okay,
right?
Now I noticed you got a good group of people here, including some kids that may or may not have had a school day. What happened here today?
Early release, I believe it was called. Early release, yes.
Is there a parental note that allows for that to happen?
Yes. Well, when the Brewers make the playoffs, right, I mean, isn't your excuse in the afternoon?
Yes. No, I think so. You're doing the right thing.
It was that way back in 1982 when I went, right?
It's education, kids. It's education, right? Yeah, math is hard. Algebra sucks. Welcome to Brewers baseball. Oh, and the teacher's running the grill. Even better, even better. What's your name?
Scott.
Scott, where are you guys all from?
We got a Burlington group here, Burlington, Wisconsin. We've got some Delafield. We got Jefferson, Wisconsin here.
Okay.
We got a little hodgepodge of
A little hodgepodge. All right, let's walk around a little bit. Nice job on the grill. Yeah, it's getting hot there. Yeah, the left one's now well done. All right, kids, you're supposed to be in school today. What happened?
School sucks.
Oh, boy, all right.
We have decided to take you out of school. That's the right answer.
All right, now when you write the note, is it, the kids have a dentist appointment today, or is it, how do you do it?
Him do it.
The correct answer was I will be picking up my child at 1:55. Thank you.
Okay, so no need to go into detail, right?
No details. No details.
Well, this is educational.
Totally way better than being at school.
And are you part of the Burlington crew, the Jefferson
Burlington crew?
Burlington
yes.
crew.
Yes.
All right. Shout out to Tony Romo. I don't know if he's here today. You guys have fun. Enjoy the game. Remember, you got very cool parents. All right, John, I stumbled on a group. I do have a well-done burger now for me. It cooked a little bit too long. You got some kids skipping school today, and why not? It's like a summer day, right? I think it's good enough.
Greg, I love the answer. Tell me you want it medium. They're all coming off the grill medium. You look great out there.
I think the one that I was going to have has actually turned out to be well done, but that's okay. That's a nice setup they have going on over here. All right, I'm stumbling on to another tailgate. I only got about 30 seconds. I'm going to take one shot of beer pong here. I'm going to run up. I think we got a contender here. All right, can I step in and shoot one ping pong ball? You're live on the radio. What's your name?
Kate.
Kate, where are you visiting from?
Middleton, Wisconsin.
Middleton, and you came to set up to play beer pong.
Yeah.
All right, well, you got a fresh game here, so you must have won your last match.
Yes, I did.
Okay, well done. Okay, are you going to take my shot? Oh, front rimmed it. You going to shoot one back for me? I'll shoot one more. Oh, you want one more. All right, John, here's my last round with beer pong. Hey, back right. Everybody's got a drink. Thank you, Kate.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Everybody's fired up in the parking lot, John.
I love it. It's that college experience paying off for you, Greg.
Hey, darn right. Beer pong always has good
Yeah.
use here, both daytime, nighttime, and kids are skipping school, and that's really what the playoffs are all about.
Greg Matzik reporting from the parking lot. More from American Family Field up next on WTMJ.
Let's begin this playoff game by driving some snakes out of Milwaukee.
He'll step on the bag for one, and the throw at second is in time.
The playoffs begin with our Brewers Radio Network Game 1 coverage against the Diamondbacks, starting tonight at 5:30 on News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee. Brew October is presented by Network Health and brought to you by Delta Dental, Annex Wealth Management, and Wintrust, Wisconsin's Bank.
WTMJ's John Mercure here for Dave Drake Camp Heating. We get sticker shock just about everywhere we spend our money these days, including in the grocery store. You put the groceries in the cart, you can still see the bottom of the cart. With inflation, it seems like prices never stop going up, and yes, that includes heating and cooling. It's crucial to ensure your home comfort system is in top working order to maximize every bit of gas and electricity you're paying for. Call Dave Drake Camp. Get on their schedule today. The friendly teams at Dave Drake Camp will ensure everything is running reliably, so you're not piling on unexpected repair costs because of neglect, and to prolong the life of your stuff so you aren't needing to replace it sooner than you must. It's Dave Drake Camp Heating. If you know you're going to need to replace your equipment, do it now. It won't get any cheaper, and you'll be able to have it done on your terms. Remember, you may be waiting, but winter never waits. Call Dave Drake Camp today to schedule your fall maintenance or free in-home estimate and freeze inflation before winter freezes you. DaveDrakeCamp.com.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hey, summer painting can be brutal. If you're tired of painting year after year, go Rhino. One homeowner said they had a contemporary stucco finish with fading paint that was starting to look like garbage. So they went with Rhino Shield after discovering it's better than paint. Thanks to Rhino Shield, they saw savings on their energy bills. And your home's exterior doesn't matter. Wood, brick, steel, and even vinyl. Right now, get the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 25% off if you call by the 25th. And it doesn't stop there. Rhino Shield remains backed by a 25-year warranty. Call 262-900-4055 or visit rhinoshieldwis.com.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Traffic is sponsored by the Heiser Automotive Group.
For convenient car shopping and financing, visit Heiser Automotive Group at one of their 4 locations, Toyota, Chevy, Ford, Lincoln, and Cadillac. Or visit Heiser.com because today's your day.
Traffic and weather as we head into rush hour. Let's head out to Debbie Laziga. Hey there, Deb.
Hey there, John. Yeah, westbound 94 filling in quite a bit, heading out of the Marquette interchange. Going to slow down all the way to Mitchell Boulevard, as you might expect. It is going to be about 12 minutes to get from downtown to the zoo, so adding 5 minutes there. Eastbound, we've got a Waukesha contingent making their way in towards the stadium. We've got backups basically from Highway 16 almost all the way to Calhoun. You'll be back on the brakes from 92nd Street to about Hawley Road. And then on southbound 41, coming in from Good Hope Road all the way down to about Mayfair Road. Right now, Highway Q to the zoo is a 30-minute ride, a 16-minute backup. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, cloudy, muggy, low of 68 degrees. Fire up the AC. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, scattered showers, a high of 80. On Thursday, showers early, a high of 73. Friday, windy and cooler, a high of 57. And on Saturday, partly to mostly cloudy, breezy, a high of 55 degrees. Right now, Milwaukee, it's sunny and 78 degrees.
It's time for Green and Gold Insiders on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
Yeah, let's bring in our guy, Homer, 5 to 6 on ESPN Milwaukee. Homer, hello.
Hello.
All right, the Pack is 2-2. They seem to not play but once every 3 weeks in this little weird stretch of the schedule.
This is incredible.
Isn't it weird? Have you ever seen anything quite like this from a scheduling standpoint?
No, and we're not even ready for the bye. Like, they have one game. So after the Thursday, they had one game in like 3 weeks or 3.5 weeks.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's the rest is just getting started.
Seems like a great time to find a new defensive coordinator, don't you think?
No, come on. Matt, you realize LaFleur is the head coach, all right? Now, I was the first one, I think, to call him soft, and I don't call him soft. I think he thinks he's smart. But he's not going to do anything. Come on, he likes the guy. And he isn't smart enough, though he's smart, to realize that when you're a smart guy, you need a defensive person who's crazy. Now, there are enough crazy defensive people. By nature, they're crazy. But you would understand that if you don't have a crazy person on defense, you're going to have a soft team. And they have a soft finesse team because he's a smart guy who has better plays, and he's pretty good at it. But the defense is soft, too, because this guy's supposedly smart. And so you have no toughness. And a team like Detroit, I guarantee you, they're going to beat them every time. Campbell walks up and go, they're soft, we'll beat them. Just play hard, play the way we play, and we'll beat them. And until or unless LaFleur figures it out, he's not going to beat Detroit. They've won, 5 in a row? And on top of that, as has now been mentioned, the hiring of his defensive coordinator could cost LaFleur his job. And it still doesn't matter to him because that's who he is. Good and bad. Smart, but soft.
That's what I was going to ask you, Homer. Doesn't at some point it become self-preservation? I mean, LaFleur doesn't want to lose his job. Maybe he's not smart enough to realize this could cost him his job. But at some point, self-preservation is rule number one. And if that's what it takes to get rid of Joe Barry, doesn't that become a factor at some point?
Yeah, if it happens, it will happen after this season. Because, again, they're just prepping for next season. And this would be
Will
another
David
example.
Bakhtiari play another snap in a Packers uniform?
No, he will never play again for the Green Bay Packers. No.
It's done.
Yeah, it's sad because they believed in him and they thought he could be healthy, and he got hurt again after one game. And they can't. You can't risk. I mean, I don't know where he'll play. Somebody will probably take a flyer on him, but I don't think the Packers will know, and I wouldn't. How could you?
So he stays rostered. Well, he's not rostered right now because he's on injured reserve, right? So,
but then he's got another surgery coming. I'm taking that as fact. The other surgery is what eliminates his play the rest of the year, I thought.
That just knocks him out, right? So he'll never be rostered for the rest of the year either.
I don't think so. I'll defer to you on the specifics. I just think he's done like a steak on the grill 2 hours after you forgot you put one on the grill. That's how
that might be
done
like
he
my
is.
burger that was back at a tailgate a few minutes ago, and they kind of left it on too long, nonetheless, here. But
It
we
will
need
not-
you here at
no,
the
it's
stadium, by
correct.
the way.
It will not be a Bakhtiari until tomorrow. That's how
Okay,
done he is.
that'll be the new name for charred meat.
Yes,
It's a Bakhtiari.
a
I ain't
Bakhtiari,
eating
yes.
it then. Not eating it.
Join us out here next week, Homer. We need you out here with us.
No, you don't.
You could do the.
I'm crying. I don't want to. I don't want to discuss the Brewers because you're going to get mad at me. I've never seen a professional athlete cry, and I saw one yesterday, and it's just so sad.
You have a problem with that?
No, I think who couldn't root for him? Who doesn't love Woody? Come on.
Okay, good.
He cares that much. I mean, usually, you care when you're in Little League or maybe by the time you get to this level, it was amazing. How could you not just, I don't know, do you want to hug somebody that's old? I don't know what the proper thing is. It was a honest display of emotion that I'll never forget because I don't know. Greg, can you remember a professional athlete crying just because they're so sad about what's happened from an injury standpoint? And I'm talking about not personal stuff outside. We're just talking about he's just just taken aback, just destroyed by not being able to play with his guys. And that's the first moment I believe they thought they could win the World Series.
Well, the timing of it, I think, is interesting because the timing of it was sort of on a media day. That's when he knew. So other athletes may have had a similar breakdown, but they weren't put in front of cameras hours after they learned the information. I remember Terrell Owens crying about somebody trying to slide his quarterback, Tony Romo, under a bus. But I'm trying to think if there's a relatable Packers injury going into the postseason where you felt like, yep, we are good to go. And then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, never mind.
Well,
you're not going to have one of your absolute best.
Yeah, I can't remember the timing of the born-again hamstring by Reggie White. I can't know if that was... But anyway.
96? Wasn't that the Super Bowl
year? But I
year?
can't remember how early it was. Was it at the end of the regular season? Was it, so I can't remember if the timing was the same as it was with Woody. But, no, his emotion, and I'm looking at him going, oh, man, they really believed they would win the World Series. And
Homer is with us on WTMJ. All right, Homer, so you are a top-tier journalist. You have 2 hours with Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Interview setting.
Yeah.
You have to do the 2 hours. You have to talk to her for 2 hours. What's at the top of the list of the things that Homer's asking Taylor Swift about?
Yeah, I want you to go to every NFL game there is. Every NFL game there is, because people that don't follow the NFL will go watch the game because she's there.
Right.
Isn't it the entertainment business? Let's go. Sign here that you will attend you can make whoever you want a boyfriend for the week, however you want to do it. But you show up, and what was the rating was the Monday night game it was like the highest rated game since the Revolutionary War. What? Just because she's in the building, we're not talking to her, right? She could have been dead. It could have been just a picture of her moving around.
Imposter. Could have been
yes.
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody whose presence created that much energy and attendance by people that have no interest in the NFL.
Well, Kelsey was already the second highest selling jersey on the Chiefs, and sales went up 400%.
Yeah. And, hey, the most amazing of all the things of Swifties, is that what they're called? I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you know
it. The greatest tribute to Swiftie is Bill Belichick, who hasn't told a joke in his entire career in front of the microphone for his team. Would you agree, Greg? I mean, he's never...
Yes, he is.
he
didn't say anything.
He had one of the great lines ever. He's had some good catches. This got to be his best catch.
She is single-handedly keeping our economy afloat.
Yes,
Taylor Swift.
She's helping, yes. Who could not be amazed? Right? Both of you are amazed, right?
Yes.
The incredible ability she has. And I didn't know this. Maybe you guys, like the amount of money that people pay for tickets to her concerts, like thousands, like.
Insane.
What's the lowest price ticket was it 500 or 1,000 or something?
Yeah, I was going to say $350. I think is what I read.
Yeah,
that's insane.
No, it's Swifty. That's the new name for insane. I think
he's Homer.
No, she should run for president. She should run for president.
She'd get votes.
No
doubt
she
about
would
that.
win.
I'd vote for her.
Close. She would
Yeah.
win. That'll be my poll question today on the show. Would she be the next
5
president?
to 6. ESPN Milwaukee. Homer, 5 to 6, Monday through Friday. Always great to have you, Homer. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Time for the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everything in the red, not a good day. The S&P was off 59 points. The Dow dropped 431. The NASDAQ was off 249, and the Russell 2000 was off 30 points. It's time for your retirement and investment strategy review from a fee-only fiduciary. Go to annexwealth.com. Click the Get Started button today. It's Annex Wealth Management.
Before you go looking for an area rug that you'll have to settle for because you think that the one you really want will be out of your budget, come to Design Exchange, where you'll find a formidable selection of Oriental, Persian, and other wool area rug choices at 25 to 70% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
If you're trying to find really good, high-end, distinctive furniture, the kind they just don't make anymore, then come to Design Exchange. But you better get here quickly, because the best furniture we take in on consignment doesn't usually last long. It may be vintage, it may have once been out of your range, but now you'll find it's priced right. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value.
Design Exchange.
Charge into October. Get your Brewers postseason tickets now. Secure your spot and prepare to unleash chaos, make mayhem, and watch stars come to life in the spotlight of postseason baseball. The Brewers moments you live for are coming. Make sure you don't miss a single pivotal pitch or season-changing home run. Get your Brewers postseason tickets now at brewers.com/postseason.
Hi, John McGivern here. Did you know Network Health has Medicare Advantage plans that give you $25 a month back towards your Medicare Part B premium? That's $300 a year back in your pocket. Isn't that great? Call 833-7-NETWORK to learn more today. Network Health Medicare Advantage plans include PPO plans with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Network Health Medicare Advantage plans depends on contract renewal. Certain restrictions apply to the Part B giveback. Visit networkhealth.com/Medicare/extra benefits for details.
Don't think twice. Call Geis. Garage door broke. Do it right. Don't think twice. Call Geis. Need a new garage door. Do it right. Don't think twice. Call Geis.
A great way to add value and curb appeal to your home is with a new CHI maintenance-free garage door. In fact, a recent study by Remodelers Magazine reports that the average return on investment is an amazing 82%, ranking #1 among all home improvement projects. To see our huge selection of doors, come visit us at our Brookfield location or view our online showroom at geistdoors.com. We have everything from alley doors to custom wood designer doors and everything in between. Remember, for all your garage door needs, call Geis at 262-784-4250 or visit us online at geistdoors.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geis. Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Traffic is sponsored by Import Minded on South 27th Street. Get back on the road today.
Get your car healthy by bringing it to Import Minded on South 27th. For all your auto repair and service needs, it's Import Minded on South 27th Street.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 4:30. I'm Jessica Gatso. Your top story, McCarthy voted out.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Eastbound on 94. Going to be a hard ride coming in from Highway 16 all the way to Calhoun. And then back on the brakes from about the Zoo interchange all the way to Hawley Road. Westbound, very heavy from before the Marquette all the way through to about Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound 41 really slowing down from 145 pretty much all the way down to about Mayfair Road. Still about a half an hour from Highway Q to the Zoo. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic.
Tonight, mostly cloudy and muggy with a low of 68. On Wednesday, mostly to partly cloudy with scattered showers, a high of 80 degrees. Right now, it's 75. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center.
The office of Speaker of the House of the United States House of Representatives is hereby declared vacant.
A historic day in the House of Congress. Congressman Kevin McCarthy has been officially voted out of his role as Speaker after 216 yay votes and 210 nays. ABC's Stephen Portnoy.
Adams. To reflect the solemnity of the historic moment, members of the House voted as their names were called.
Yay.
It followed a fierce Republican on Republican debate.
Oh, look at that.
That had Louisiana Congressman Garrett Graves accusing Matt Gaetz of seeking publicity and soliciting donations.
Using official actions to raise money. It's disgusting. Oh, boo all you want.
The lead insurgent pushed back.
Kevin McCarthy is the Speaker of the House of Representatives, and he has failed to take a stand where it matters. So if he won't, I will.
Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
The Justice Department unsealed indictments on several Chinese-based companies charged with shipping precursor chemicals used to produce fentanyl and other opioids into the United States. The indictments unsealed Tuesday charge 5 Chinese corporations and 8 Chinese nationals with an ongoing scheme to ship the chemicals to the United States drug dealers, as well as Mexico-based cartels using fake shipping labels and misleading packaging in order to avoid law enforcement detection. Today's hero of the game is enjoying a sunny tailgate at American Family Field.
Dan Ullman served on the USS Tripoli after joining the Navy in 1990. He tells WTMJ.
During that time, my ship, the USS Tripoli LPH-10, struck a mine 4 miles off the coast of Kuwait, blowing a 16 by 20 foot hole in the hull of our ship, and the berthing next to mine was destroyed.
Ullman says it took a lot of convincing to get him to accept the on-field honor, and he credits his wife Michelle for her love and support.
She has just so much helped me to do these things.
At American Family Field, Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, WTMJ News.
In downtown Milwaukee.
3, 2, 1.
Groundbreaking on the Northwestern Mutual North Office Building Modernization Project. President and CEO John Shilfsky noting the significance of the project for the city.
The project that we're embarking on today marks a new chapter for our company and I think for downtown Milwaukee.
The new building could open to employees as early as 2027. A teacher in the Elmbrook School District is back on the job after being removed for making an anti-Semitic remark and gesture last month. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reports Wisconsin Hills Middle School principal Matt Schrader said corrective actions were taken against the teacher, including anti-Semitic training. The State Department of Public Instruction said Monday that it had not been notified of any possible educator misconduct in the Elmbrook School District since the incident. The Brewers host the Arizona Diamondbacks in a best-of-3 series in Milwaukee tonight for a wild card slot. First pitch is at 6:08. Siding Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 4:35.
This report sponsored by Pella of Wisconsin. Discover Pella now, pay later at PellaWI.com.
All right, Team Pella, listen up.
Thanks, John Kuhn. Customers love our products with limited lifetime warranties. Check out these big plays. Incredible innovations like blinds and shades between the glass.
No interference on that play, Coach.
And stylish windows with hidden screens that make game days a breeze.
Can it get any better?
It can. With monthly payments as low as $19 per window, $75 per patio door, and a free quote at PellaWI.com.
Let's go.
Whether you're looking to replace older damaged windows and doors or just wanting to revamp the look of your home, Pella offers a wide range of styles and materials to match your home's unique design. Hurry! Take advantage of monthly payments as low as $19 per window and $75 per patio door at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Get your free quote today at PellaWI.com.
6.99 APR for 120 months. Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offers on 10/31/2023.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats. Now through Wednesday, save on 32-ounce selected varieties cremette pasta, 2 for $5. 15 to 16-ounce selected varieties Seattle's Best Coffee, $5.49. 20 to 31.6-ounce selected varieties Latza Matza Pizza, $5.99. 14-ounce or 3-count selected varieties Häagen-Dazs ice cream bars, $4.49.
Let's see. Spices. Cardamom? Hibiscus powder. It's like looking at Green Bay's roster right now. I don't recognize it, but I'll learn to love it.
Attention Century shoppers. You're going to love this opportunity. Win 2 tickets to see Green Bay play Kansas City on December 3rd, autographed Packers footballs, or 4 packs of Hall of Fame tickets.
I'd love to see Green Bay's new QB in action and win those tickets. What do I do?
Find the weekly code on Century's Facebook or Instagram and enter to win.
Love it. Getting the Century code on Insta right now.
Ends November 14th.
It's ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta, and I have told you about the delicious pizza and Italian snacks that you can find at Proof Pizza inside St. Kate the Arts Hotel. But now there's even more to be excited about. The restaurant has added new sandwiches to the menu. Available every day from 11 to 4, you can enjoy items like the Red Rock Chicken BLT, the Meatball Hero, and more. Order from the counter at Proof or directly from the bar at St. Kate. Explore the new sandwiches and the rest of the menu at proofpizzamke.com.
What's that sound?
That's the sweet sound of you, small business owner, not having to worry about cybersecurity.
Sounds nice.
U.S. Cellular is offering cybersecurity protection with unlimited data for $29.99 per line.
Does that include protection from phishing?
Of course, unless you mean like the kind. Get cybersecurity protection with unlimited data for $29.99. U.S. Cellular, built for business, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
Game day at American Family Field, Brewers and Diamondbacks here. Yes, the parking lots are filling up. You can sort of smell the sweet smell of grills fired up and cooking. Absolutely beautiful day for baseball. And we've sent John Mercure out into the wild. I don't know who or what he has stumbled upon, but John, what do you got here? What have you found?
Hey, follow me, all right, Greg? I'm going to take you inside one of these rows at American Family Field in the parking lot. This is why you need to watch on the live stream, because we're live streaming this on video as well. So I want to head over this way. Dylan, our camera guy, is going to come with me. I want to talk to these folks because you folks have the sweetest outfits. Look at this. So how would you describe what you're wearing? Touch with your mouth full.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like overalls. It's like green and yellow, blue and yellow overalls.
Yes, Brewer overalls. They're playoff overalls.
All right. I got to ask you, because I see this all the time. You got the overalls on and the one strap is down. Is this a fashion thing or is there a practical reason?
I'll give you a good reason why.
Tell me.
It's cooler.
Oh, now he's stripping down. Look at the ladies.
It's warm with these on. It's warm with these on, but you know what? I can't stop wearing them because it's playoff baseball.
Okay, do you wear these only during the playoffs?
Opening day.
All right.
Opening day, we had them all on. Playoffs or another animal. And
do you ever just wear them because the wife wants you to wear them?
I wear whatever she wants me to wear.
You're a good man. How you feeling about tonight?
I'm very positive tonight. I think
that was a.
No, really. We have the best pitcher we could ask for to be on the mound tonight, and I am very confident that tonight we're going to be a Brewer win. I really do.
You feel good?
I do. I feel really good.
Well, you look good.
I do, and I love this team, and I just really high expectations. But then again, like I said, it's playoff baseball. You have to realize you're living on every pitch.
Well, it sounds like he's a little caught up in the emotion of the day. Yes, loves the team and loves everything the Brewers are doing here, getting into the postseason. It bears repeating. The Brewers did have a bit of an injury scare yesterday with Brandon Woodruff announcing he wouldn't be available for the wild card round. We'll see where that goes. He certainly didn't sound like a guy who would be ready to take them out anytime soon. But very curious to see what's going to happen here following Game 1. So you've got Corbin Burnes tonight. Great. My guess is Craig Counsell's got a plan if the Brewers win, and he'll have a plan if the Brewers lose. Should they lose, I wouldn't be surprised to see Freddie Peralta start Game 2. Should the Brewers win, I would not be surprised to see Wade Miley start Game 2. And that way, potentially, you're setting up Freddie Peralta to start Game 1 of an NLDS series against the Dodgers. But very bad news for Brandon Woodruff. I spoke to him on clinch night, and he was so excited to finally be healthy again, to get through the portion of the season where he was injured, to come back and do what he did, 5-1 with an ERA under 2.25 down the stretch. An incredible finish to the season for Woodruff. And then something happened between clinch night and, yesterday when he had to make the announcement that he wouldn't be available. Something with that shoulder just went wrong. So very unfortunate news for Brandon Woodruff. The other thing to keep in mind about the playoff roster, got a lot of people texting in wondering, hey, why are these players on the roster and not these players? Well, I think it's a reasonable question. Why is Joey Weimer on the line in the roster, but Garrett Mitchell is not? Well, here's, I think, the calculus behind it. Joey Weimer is an elite defensive player who proved that throughout the course of the regular season. Garrett Mitchell, I think, is a strong defender, but maybe didn't get a chance to prove it as much as Joey Weimer did. I would also say there may be a net even on the base pass. So you might look at Weimer as a defensive specialist late in the game and a guy who can steal a base or two. He's a very good base runner, incredibly fast, as we know Mitchell is as well. But I don't know that Joey Weimer is going to get a lot of at-bats during the course of the Wild Card Series. Keep this in mind. After the Wild Card Series, if you get past the Arizona Diamondbacks, Craig Counsell will be able to adjust the roster along with the help of GM Matt Arnold. So 11 pitchers, 15 position players for a best-of-3 series. You might see that work a little bit differently in terms of the math if you get to an NLDS series, which is 5 games instead of a best-of-3. We know John's having fun out at a tailgate out in the parking lots. I can tell you this, there's not a cloud in the sky, and the roof is open at American Family Field, and the gates are opening as well. So file on in. Get in there early. Mr. Baseball Bob Uecker is throwing out the first pitch tonight. You want to be in the house to watch Bob Uecker throw out the first pitch. That would be fantastic. And if you missed it, coming up at about 5:15, our exclusive interview with former Brewers legend Ryan Braun. Check him out. He is not in attendance today. He is in California, but he's joining us at 5:15. It's 4:43 on WTMJ. We'll get our health briefing coming up in just a moment right here from American Family Field.
What time is it?
Do you have the time?
What time is it? What time is it? It's Lillard. He got the shot off.
Damian Lillard is officially a Milwaukee Buck, and we can get used to this.
Lillard, long range three, and it's good! At the buzzer! Damian Lillard! Are you kidding me?
Listen to it all right here. We are the home of the Milwaukee Bucks, WTMJ.
Hey, the future of joint pain is right here, and it's called QC Kinetics. You've heard me talking about it for over a year now. Regenerative medicine and the best at it, it's QC Kinetics. If you've been told that steroids or surgery, those are your only options, well, forget about that. Get another opinion from QC Kinetics. Get that second opinion and learn about how they can help harness your own body's healing agents to help attack that pain in your joints. Wherever you're feeling it, in your back, your elbow, your knee, QC Kinetics can get you back on your feet. No drugs, no downtime, no surgery, all good things. Life is all about being outside, having fun, being active, right? You want to do the things you want to do. QC Kinetics can help accomplish that goal. Give them a call, the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics at 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474.
Wealth-changing question. Has your advisor created a portfolio based only on your age and risk tolerance? That's simply not good enough. Your money deserves better, and so do you. At Creative Planning, our private wealth managers learn about you first, and then they create a customized plan and portfolio by partnering with our in-house money managers, accountants, and attorneys. Don't settle for a standard portfolio. Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
Hey, WTMJ's John Burke here for Floor Coverings International. They're doing the flooring in my house, and it is awesome. You get a rave-worthy experience with Floor Coverings International, the stars of flooring. Now enjoy special financing and save hundreds off on new floors during FCI's Save with the Stars event. Enjoy FCI's all-star service, including the mobile flooring showroom. I love that. Thousands of options, down to the penny quotes, and professional installation by one local team for your entire project. Offer ends 11/30/23, so schedule your in-home consultation today at FCIPromo.com. Offer good at participating locations.
Traffic is sponsored by the Heiser Automotive Group. Come in and make that deal. Visit Heiser Automotive Group with 4 convenient locations or online at Heiser.com. Ford, Chevy, Toyota, Lincoln, and Cadillac. Today's your day.
Traffic and weather, Debbie Lazaga. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, John. Yes, we've got some delays out there, that's for sure. We've got northbound 41 right at the ramp from Watertown Plank Road. We got an accident off on the left shoulder, so watch out for the delays coming out of the Zoo interchange to that point. Southbound's just been solid all afternoon from before Good Hope Road all the way down to Mayfair Road, over a half an hour of ride from Highway Q to the Zoo. Southbound on 43, slowing from Silver Spring all the way to Locust, and then backing up from Fond du Lac Avenue down through the Marquette onto 4394. Does not really let up until you get past Lincoln Avenue. We've also got westbound 94, pretty hefty ride out of the Marquette interchange all the way through to about Mitchell Boulevard as folks are still filing in for the game. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, cloudy and muggy, a low of 68 degrees. Tomorrow, scattered showers are possible, a high of 80. On Thursday, partly cloudy, breezy, a high of 73. On Friday, windy and cooler. Cold front rolls through, and it really changes things. High on Friday is only 57 degrees. On Saturday, breezy and cool, a high of 55 degrees. Right now in Milwaukee, it is sunny and 78 degrees. Time for the Milwaukee Health Briefing. Our good friend Dr. Ben Weston is with us live on WTMJ. Dr. Weston, thank you so much for being with us.
Oh, thanks for having me back.
Hey, I wanted to ask you a series of questions related to the COVID shot. So over the weekend, I got the flu shot and the COVID booster. I got them both at the same time, and they gave me one in one arm, one in the other arm. If you're going to get both, is it recommended you get both at the same time, or are there certain people that maybe shouldn't? How do you have that discussion?
Yeah, so for COVID and flu, getting both at the same time is certainly a major convenience. And there's no increase in side effects. It's been studied. No increase in side effects compared to just getting that COVID vaccine alone. Now, some people like to delay their flu shot until a bit later in the fall, just to get that longer protection in case of a later flu season. But for those vaccines, no problem getting them together. RSV, a little bit different just because it's such a brand new vaccine. The recommendations often are still to space that one out a little bit, just in case it interferes with that immune response from the others. So RSV a week or two before or after COVID and flu, but the other two are fine to get together.
So RSV should, under the recommendation best practices, should not be combined with either flu or COVID at this point?
Well, and the reason why is because we just haven't seen how the immune response is. It's not going to cause any damage. It just might be that your body isn't going to respond as well to the others and build up quite as much of an immune response. So I think that'll probably change. I think we'll see these vaccines bundled together once we've studied it a little more. But for now, I would say space your RSV vaccine out a week or two before or after the others.
I remember the excitement, Dr. Weston, when there was talk about the COVID and flu vaccine maybe being combined into one shot. That hasn't happened for this season. What happened there? Is that still a possibility down the road?
I think it's still a possibility. They just couldn't seem to get it together in time for this season. But hopefully next year, especially if we keep up this yearly cadence of the vaccine, I think we'll probably see a combined shot. It would certainly be convenient and minimize the number of pokes you have to get.
Hey, Dr. Weston, switching gears here to talk about the boss, and not Dr. Raymond, but Bruce Springsteen. He's had his concert tour postponed because of a peptic ulcer disease. I'd never heard of this. What is this? Can you shed some light?
Yeah, so we're talking about gastric ulcers, so a breakdown of the lining of your stomach. It's common. The two most common reasons why, we used to think it was all due to stress, and that can play a role. But it seems to be the most common reasons are either infection, this bacteria called H. pylori, or just use of NSAIDs, these medications like ibuprofen or naproxen. Those are the most typical things that cause the breakdown of the lining. Now, most folks don't even have symptoms or have minimal symptoms when they have this peptic ulcer disease. But when you do have symptoms, they can be uncomfortable. And they can, in some cases, cause more serious issues like bleeding or even perforation or creating a hole in your stomach. So really, if you have this chronic pain in your belly, it's a good reason to see your doctor, get it checked out. It may be a simple fix of just taking some antibiotics and feeling better.
I mean, for him to postpone his whole tour, either it's more complicated or he's in a lot of pain. How's it typically treated, and how fast can it be treated? I mean, he's canceled a lot of his tour for the rest of the year.
Yeah, it can be quite uncomfortable. It depends how extensive the ulcers are, and it depends what the cause of the ulcers are. Again, with the most common ones, it would either be just antibiotics or stopping the medication that's causing it, like if you take a lot of ibuprofen or things like that. So I don't know the details of why he has it, but certainly it's evidently uncomfortable enough that he's not able to perform.
Dr. Ben Weston with us on WTMJ. I love this study. It found that fishing is good for men. Tell us what the study discovered.
Well, John, I think just about anybody who's gone fishing can tell you what the benefits are of fishing without needing a study. But that said, it was studied, and now we have a study to tell us. And so it says that, when you fish on a regular basis, you have a lower risk of depression, a lower risk of anxiety, less suicidal thoughts, and other mental health conditions. It reduced it overall by 17%. That's as good as many medications. And in fact, the more you fish, the better the results that you see. And so even if fishing isn't your thing, something else that improves your relaxation, whether it's mindfulness or meditation or whatnot, but fishing seems to be a useful tool.
How do you relax, Dr. Weston? What's at the top of the list?
Well, I do enjoy fishing, although I'll say I don't get to go fishing too often now. I think I enjoy running and biking. Those are good ways for me to relax.
In interesting study here, Dr. Weston, about how short bursts of activity can help reduce cardiovascular disease. And we've talked, about 20 minutes of, just walking, running, something, whatever, swimming, anything to just sort of be active. But this short burst study, I think, is interesting because usually with that, you're talking about a much more elevated heart rate and a more vigorous activity. Are there people who should be looking to do this and perhaps should not be looking to do this?
Right. So I just mentioned running and biking. So we've heard forever that you have to get 30 minutes of exercise X number of times a week. Now, don't get me wrong. That is still best practice. You're going to be in your best shape. You're going to be at your best health when you get regular, prolonged exercise like that. But nonetheless, there's this study. It looked at 25,000 folks in the UK, and it found that even a few minutes of physical activity a day, we're talking about walking for 10 minutes a day, decrease the risk of heart attack, of stroke, of premature death. So who should do this? The people who get zero exercise during the day can find that time. You can find 5 or 10 minutes to walk around. But for the people who are getting there 30 minutes, I wouldn't take this as a sign that you should cut down. Keep doing what you're doing, but even a little bit of activity is better than none.
All right, Dr. Weston, I also want to ask you about an ingredient in stevia, which may have been linked to heart attack and stroke. What do we know about that?
Yeah, so stevia is one of these artificial sugars. There's a lot of different ones out there. We know that real sugar is bad for you, but it turns out that artificial sugars may not be so great either. So one of the ingredients in this erythritol, it can actually cause clotting, blood clots, in people with diabetes or heart issues. So what's the take home here? I think it's that everything in moderation. Limit your sugar, certainly, but also keep an eye on your artificial sugar. And certainly for folks who take in large amount of artificial sweeteners, you're pounding the diet sodas throughout the day, you may want to cut back on that as well.
Dr. Weston, typically we ask Dr. Raymond about some good news from the medical world, or really anything in general for the week. Do you have some good news to share? It's awfully early in the week, we understand.
I can give you some good news, sure. So this week, the Nobel Prize was awarded to a Hungarian biochemist, an American doctor, who published an article, and I'm getting somewhere here, back in 2005, about how mRNA, you see where I'm going, can provoke an immune response. Now, that article didn't get much attention at the time, but it led to the development of mRNA vaccines that we have today for COVID, and many other treatments that are being developed here, even drugs to fight cancer with mRNA. So it's a good reminder, I think, number one, of the impact of science in our lives, and number two, a timely reminder to go out there, get that new COVID shot at your pharmacy. It's your best tool to keep your immune system healthy and avoid getting sick with COVID this season.
That is good stuff. Dr. Ben Weston is the Chief Health Policy Advisor for Milwaukee County. Dr. Weston, thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care.
We are broadcasting live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio at American Family Field. Brew October is presented by Network Health and sponsored by Delta Dental, Annex Wealth Management, and Town Bank, Wisconsin's bank. It is 4:56. Is here. October baseball. Now's the time to put your wallet in winning mode with Town Bank's most popular checking account. I know, because I have this checking account and I love it. Total access checking today.
WTMJ,
access to free
W277CV.
ATMs nationwide. A $300 bonus with qualifying activities. Think about all the extra brats you can buy and the cool stuff for the grill with that extra cash. Experience the playoffs and banking as it should be. Town Bank is part of the Wintrust family of community banks. They're involved in our community. They're philanthropic. They've got the best banking solutions and the best customer service. It is Town Bank. It's Town Bank through and through. I bank in Menominee Falls. Dan and Matt take good care of me. There's a Dan and a Matt at every single Town Bank in the Milwaukee area. They're there for you when you need it. It's townbank.us. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
A new office tower of sorts in downtown Milwaukee. Northwestern Mutual starts a $500 million overhaul of its North Tower. The 18-story structure is stripped to the frame and rebuilt to resemble the nearby headquarters tower. Fredert Health continues expanding its business, taking 100% ownership of Network Health. Till now, Fredert was a 50-50 partner in the health insurer with Ascension, Wisconsin. Crews from Milwaukee's PBS stations will be busy tonight taping the Milwaukee Symphony concert with Milwaukee rock legends, the Violent Femmes. Broadcast dates are to be determined. I'm Rich Kirchin with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
This report's sponsored by Mr. Holland's Heating and Air Conditioning. Visit MrHollandsHeatingandAir.com.
Back in the day, my favorite local band was Pigpen Ben and the Triplets. They played all the hits, but they'd sing them in Pig Latin. Man, you should have heard their rendition of Hotel Hey California Kay. You know, one of the hottest groups working the circuit today isn't a band. It's Mr. Holland and the Triplets, a time-saving trio of plumbing, electric, and HVAC. This tremendous triad of talent performs an extensive repertoire of repairs and replacement to get your home humming. Mr. Holland's gifted group can play a mean pipe wrench, kick it with a conduit bender, and tickle the tin snips. So when your furnace goes flat, your faucet gets funky, and your power no longer goes to 11, summon the soothing sounds of Mr. Holland's Home Services. Don't let your home get out of tune. Call 866-992-1717 or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. If your Ernest Fay, Umming Play, or Our Pay is overplayed, we can help.
Hi, John McGivern here. Did you know Network Health Medicare Advantage plans start at $0 a month? And you can get the extra benefits you need, like dental, vision, over-the-counter items, and more? I know because I'm a member myself. Call 833-7-NETWORK to learn more today. Network Health Medicare Advantage plans include PPO plans with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Network Health Medicare Advantage plans depends on contract renewal.
Siding Unlimited named the best window installers, not just here, but in the whole USA. Get the best. Siding Unlimited, 3-time winner as America's best window installer. For windows, you call Siding Unlimited first and directly. SidingUnlimited.com.
Goodyear, Dunlop, Kelly, Continental, General, you name it, we got it.
Plus, free flat tire repair, free tire rotations, and more.
So when you're due for tire service, schedule it at richlawns.com.
That's Rich Lawns with 2 N's.
Rich Lawns.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Hall Mazda Milwaukee. Visit hallmazdamilwaukee.com.
Help fellow commuters. See an accident? Call the WTMJ Hall Mazda Traffic Tip Line, 414-238-9329. Visit Hall Mazda to support their Drive Out Cancer event. Let's begin this playoff game by driving some snakes out of Milwaukee. The playoffs begin with our Brewers Radio Network Game 1 coverage against the Diamondbacks, starting tonight at 5:30. Brew October is presented by Network Health and brought to you by Delta Dental, Annex Wealth Management, and Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank.
on News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 5 o'clock. I'm Jessica Gatso. Your top story from Speaker of the House to Congressman.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. We got a couple of accidents on 41 northbound. One at Watertown Plank Road on the left shoulder, and then another one on the Capitol Drive on-ramp to northbound 41. So watch out for that. Of course, the southbound side's really slowing down. 33 minutes to get from Highway Q to the Zoo Interchange. That's a 19-minute backup. Southbound 43, not to be outdone. Going to be a solid ride basically from Silver Spring all the way down into the Marquette Interchange. Ground Deer Road to downtown is going to take you about 27 minutes, an extra 16. That continues heavy over the high-rise bridge from downtown to Layton Avenue. You're looking at another 13. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, mostly cloudy and muggy with a low of 68. On Wednesday, mostly to partly cloudy with scattered showers, a high of 80. It's 74 degrees in Milwaukee at 5:02. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center.
The office of Speaker of the House of the United States House of Representatives is hereby declared vacant.
A historic day in the House of Congress. Congressman Kevin McCarthy has been officially voted out of his role as Speaker after 216 yay votes and 210 nays. ABC's Stephen Portnoy.
Adams. To reflect the solemnity of the historic moment, members of the House voted as their names were called. Yay.
It followed a fierce Republican-on-Republican debate.
Oh, look at that!
That had Louisiana Congressman Garrett Graves accusing Matt Gaetz of seeking publicity and soliciting donations.
Using official actions to raise money. It's disgusting.
Oh, boo all you want.
The lead insurgent pushed back.
Kevin McCarthy is the Speaker of the House of Representatives, and he has failed to take a stand where it matters. So if he won't, I will.
Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington. Still no plan in place to fill the speakership. School may be in session, but it still feels like summer at American Family Field.
Did you or did you not skip school today?
Yes, I did.
Both Bryce Bowman and his brother Caden playing hooky for tailgating. 8th grader Bryce tells WTMJ he's not worried about homework.
You know what? I'll just do it in the morning. Just wake up at 4 o'clock, get it ready to go.
Spoken like a high schooler already.
Yep.
Bryce says they'll be back tomorrow, and he has a bold prediction for the ball game.
I think we're gonna wipe the floor with them.
At American Family Field, Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, WTMJ News.
The playoffs begin tonight for the Brewers, who host the Arizona Diamondbacks in a best-of-3 series in Milwaukee. Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 5:04.
This report is sponsored by Wisconsin Kitchen Mart. Higher design, higher style, higher Wisconsin Kitchen Mart.
In the past 70 years, there's something that has never changed. The kitchen. Oh, it may look a little different as the decades have passed, but it's always been where family gathers for meals, memories, and more. Wisconsin Kitchen Mart has always understood that and remains dedicated to making that important space special.
With an expansive 18,000 square foot showroom filled with full-size displays featuring Play-Doh custom cabinetry, award-winning designers, plus their own in-house installation department, let Wisconsin Kitchen Mart transform your kitchen into a true gathering place.
I'm Robert Iskey, Vice President and Designer from Wisconsin Kitchen Mart. We've been remodeling kitchens and baths since 1951 and can help establish a vision for your remodel. We bring the carpenters, plumbers, electricians, and everyone else needed to make your dream kitchen a reality.
Higher design, higher style, higher Wisconsin Kitchen Mart on the corner of West Wisconsin Avenue and 36th Street in Milwaukee. Online at wisconsinkitchenmart.com.
It's time for Extra Points, a sports commentary on Wisconsin's afternoon news. Here's Greg Matzek.
When someone asks you about the golden era of Brewers baseball, your mind probably goes back to 1982. That team full of lovable, relatable characters with Hall of Fame talent, the 82 Brewers finished one win shy of a World Series title. But does 1 year constitute an era? In 1978, the Brewers won 93 games but failed to qualify for the postseason. Same deal for the 79 team that won 95 games. After 82, the Brewers slowly declined until Team Streak came around in 87. Still, the Brewers finished outside of the playoffs that magical season. In 2008, CC Sabathia put the team on his back. In 2011, Nigel Morgan walked the D-backs off in Game 5 of the NLDS. But following each of those seasons was was a bit of a lull. Tonight, the Brewers begin a best-of-3 series against the Arizona Diamondbacks. It's the 5th time in the last 6 seasons Milwaukee will appear in the postseason. It's not a coincidence that the Brewers' run of sustained success has been with Craig Counsell as the team's manager. What's the golden era of Brewers baseball? You're living in it.
Extra Points is sponsored by All Right Home and Remodeling. When you want it done right, call All Right.
I'm Randy from All Right Home and Remodeling. Did you know that ROI on exterior home improvements are some of the highest? Some sources say new vinyl siding nets 76% ROI and stone veneer is over 100%. Chances are you've seen your property value increase pretty significantly in the past few years. Want to increase it even more and improve curb appeal? Beautify your home's exterior. There's some great tax breaks to take advantage of too. Call us today to set up a free consultation or visit ALLRITE remodeling.com.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Excel Concrete Coatings, the local, family-owned company that transformed my garage. My concrete floor was all beat up, cracked, broken, uneven. Excel fixed that, topped it with a beautiful multicolored surface, sealed the whole thing tight. They'll do the same for your pool deck, garage floor, basement, outdoor patio. Call the owners of Excel Concrete Coatings directly. 262-993-6950. Greg and Luann can't wait to hear from you. Tell them Vinny sent you at Excel Concrete Coatings.
Home practice is about to begin. Your daughter's new tap shoes? Loud. Your son's new tuba? Louder. But you got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with $50 overdraft grace zone. So if you lose track of expenses buying some noise-canceling and sanity-saving headphones, we've got your back. You got this with $50 overdraft grace zone from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
You're just going to have to live with it. That's what I told myself. And if you can believe it, that's what the doctors told me.
Since Andy was a boy, he had health issues, which later we would find were primarily due to his trouble breathing. So for 36 years, Andy lived with about 85% blockage in his nose. He had to breathe through his mouth, because when he tried to breathe through his nose, it felt like he was being suffocated. It affected his sleep, his work life, and his ability to play sports. And he wasn't going to let it ruin his life anymore. So he came to Advent. As bad as it was, his problem required a simple solution. In-office balloon sinuplasty and turbinate reduction. Procedures you won't find offered by big box healthcare. This is Dr. Madan Kandula. It's definitely possible that your nasal breathing problems have a simple solution too. You can hear Andy's story in his own words at adventknowsandy.com and begin on your path to breathing well and living better.
Results may vary.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News is on the air. Broadcasting live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Mobile Studio, right outside the gates of American Family Field. Here's John Mercure.
All right, Brew October coverage is presented by Network Health and sponsored by Delta Dental, Annex Wealth Management, and Town Bank, Wisconsin's bank, the best bank. Live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Mobile Studio, I'm out here with Greg Matzik and Wyatt Barmore-Pooley. Let's get out to Wyatt, who's in the parking lot. Hello, Wyatt.
Hey, John, it's been a fun day in the parking lot today. I wish I could smell because everything that was on the grill just looked delicious. The smoke was wafting everywhere, and it's pretty much just a sea of Brewers fans excited for the playoffs.
What did you find that interested you the most as far as individual people? Anybody out here at the ballpark that maybe shouldn't be here today?
Well, so I did speak to some of the kids that Greg spoke to in the family earlier that may skip school today. We'll just not tell their teachers. But I also spoke with the veterans hero of the game, Dan Arnold, who's going to be honored on the field later tonight. And then after that, I've been incredibly lucky today. I just spoke with the family of the starting pitcher for the Diamondbacks tonight. They've driven in all the way from Tennessee.
That is fun stuff. Wyatt Barmore-Pooley is in the parking lot. So is Greg Matzik. Greg, where are you? What's going on?
Yeah, Johnny, I'm going to intercept people coming off a shuttle bus here. They are not going to expect me at all. I'm going to try and catch up with them. We're going to see if we're going to try and sneak some beer or anything else into the game. This should be kind of entertaining. All the shuttles are lining up right in front of our WTMJ tailgater. It's a concentrated drop-off. If you've done it right, you've gotten on a shuttle from one of the area taverns and locations and establishments surrounding the stadium. So here's some people getting off the shuttle right now. many have full cups. Let's see if see what their mood is here for Brewers baseball. All right, everybody, welcome to American Family Field. Ooh, you're packed with the hundos today. You gonna have some fun in there?
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. How are you doing?
Very good. All right, a vodka tonic. What's your drink going into the ballpark?
Vodka seltzer.
Vodka seltzer. All right. I feel confident in your ability to knock that out before you get in.
I appreciate that.
Okay. You're not carrying anything in your pockets, are you?
I have no guns on me.
Okay, well, that's good as well. Hey, have fun at the game. Enjoy. All right, and just like that, the Pabst Blue Ribbon shuttle is gone. Now, you must finish your drinks before going into the stadium, John. That is a rule here, as our friends in a Josh Hader jersey and Ryan Braun jersey go walking into the stadium. I will also tell you this. I've seen maybe one Arizona Diamondbacks jersey. I get the feeling that not a lot of Diamondbacks fans made the trip.
But it's on those orange shirts. What do the orange shirts do that are congregated near you? I see a bunch of orange shirts.
Yeah, those are security guards, John. They ride around on bicycles to make sure you're not doing anything illegal. They're very nice people. They all wear helmets for safety.
That's a good mood. How's the crowd as far as number of people, Greg? Are lots of people getting towards the front where it's time to get in? I mean, first pitch is less than an hour away.
Yeah, we're kind of getting to that point. You have some people sort of camped out here for a lot of the afternoon. You can see a collection of folks just sort of buying their 50-50 raffle tickets. There is a drum corps going on. You could probably hear it on the microphone here. It's just sort of the scene setting. Now, my favorite view is looking back up through Story Hill and seeing the smoke in the air. You know, grills are fired up left and right. We brought you some of that earlier in the show. But it is a full parking lot right now. And we're also approaching that time where you want to get in the stadium because Bob Uecker is going to be throwing out the first pitch. So make sure you are in the stadium in time to watch Uecker throw out the first pitch for tonight's game.
Great stuff. Greg Matzik with the people. Greg, thank you very much. Live from the Pella Windows and Doors at Wisconsin Mobile Studio. Our coverage continues from American Family Field. Up next.
Listen to Brewers play-by-play announcer Lane Grindle every Monday on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
Brewers still have to throw these guys. I mean, the guys that are in this rotation are still going to make their start. Keep these guys on somewhat of a schedule, keep them fresh, but also to get them their work so they're hopefully peaking at the right time.
Brew October on WTMJ is presented by Network Health and sponsored by Delta Dental, Annex Wealth Management, and Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank.
Creepiest tub or shower contest going on right now by my guys at Sidex. You got a bad bathtub that needs to be converted into a walk-in shower? I have got you covered. Sidex wants to give you a brand new complete tub or shower conversion at no cost, up to a $10,000 value. They're doing the conversion at my house. It's Sidex. You got a bad-looking tub? We need you to send us a picture. Send us a picture and your story. It's easy, and then you could be in line to get a free tub or shower. You're eligible if you live within 50 miles of Milwaukee and in the state of Wisconsin. It's easy. Text the word Sidex to the talk and text line 855-616-1620. Text the word Sidex, S-I-D-E-X, to the talk and text line, and then you get instructions how to send us pictures and tell us about your ugly shower and tub. Sidex wants to replace it for free. It's the creepiest tub or shower contest all month long. Text the word Sidex, S-I-D-E-X, to the talk and text line 855-616-1620.
We asked people why they sold their homes to Grandview Homes instead of using a real estate agent.
We looked at a few businesses that purchase homes, and Grandview seemed to be the one that had it together. Not only did we receive a fair offer, but we were able to take as much time as we needed and could leave the house a mess.
Whether you have a hard-to-sell home, want a stress-free sale, or simply need to sell your home fast, Grandview Homes is the name you know and the name you can trust. Visit GrandviewHomes.com to discover the easiest and fastest way to sell a home.
Coming this spring to Milwaukee, celebrate 50 years of Jim Croce with Croce Plays Croce. Friday, April 5th at the Pabst Theater.
If I could save time in a bottle.
Featuring his son, AJ Croce, Gary Malaber of the Steve Miller Band, Poco on drums, and more. Croce Plays Croce. April 5th at the Pabst Theater.
So I have to say I love you in a song.
Get your tickets now at PabstTheaterGroup.com.
Wealth-changing question. Has your advisor created a portfolio based only on your age and risk tolerance? That's simply not good enough. Your money deserves better, and so do you. At Creative Planning, our private wealth managers learn about you first, and then they create a customized plan and portfolio by partnering with our in-house money managers, accountants, and attorneys. Don't settle for a standard portfolio. Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
Men's wedding bands made from whiskey barrels and meteorites.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Social Security benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Unable to work due to health problems? Let Tayback help you get approved for the Social Security benefits you're entitled to. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Traffic and weather. Good afternoon, Debbie.
Good afternoon, John. If you're heading to the game, it's going to be a slow one. Eastbound 94 slowing down from Waukesha County all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. The westbound side slow out of the Marquette. We have one accident. It is on the Capitol Drive on-ramp to northbound 41. That ramp right now is closed. Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
And the WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, cloudy, another muggy night, a low of 68 degrees. Might want to keep the AC fired up. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, scattered showers are possible, a high of 80, not an all-day washout. Thursday, cloudy and breezy, not as warm, a high of 73. On Friday, the bottom really drops out on the temp scale. Windy, cooler, cold front rolls through, a high of 57 degrees. And on Saturday, partly to mostly cloudy, breezy and cool, a high of only 55 degrees, but it will be dry. Right now in Milwaukee, it is 77 degrees.
Puts glove on knee as a new sign from Blanco. He's ready and delivers. Morgan, a smash up the middle. Base hit to center. Here comes Gomez around third. A throw and the Brewers win. Wow, what a scene. Niger Morgan.
Brewers legend Ryan Braun with us on WTMJ. Ryan, thank you so much for being here. The excitement of that moment, 2011, take us back inside what that was like for many fans. It feels like it was just yesterday.
Yeah, I remember the intensity of the moment, just pure joy and excitement. And for us as players, it feels similar to how it does as fans, of the build up to the moment, the excitement, the enthusiasm, the intensity, the nerves, and then when Niger came through with the walk-off hit, obviously just pure joy and celebration, and one of those moments that makes the grind of a regular season all worth it. Just getting the opportunity to celebrate with your teammates, with the fans, with the coaching staff, and with everybody that was a part of that moment.
So Gomez is on second. I think there's one out. Like, you're probably thinking to yourself, I may have a chance to win this game, right? I mean, Niger is your leadoff guy. You were probably getting ready to go. I think your celebration, you had a helmet on. Like that could have been a Ryan Braun moment. Did you have that perspective from the dugout watching it all unfold?
Yeah, I think you never want to make the assumption that you're not going to get that opportunity. I always loved whenever I was fortunate enough to be in a position where I could impact those big late game moments. So my mindset and thought process is always preparing to have that opportunity, thinking through, who the pitcher is, how they might approach me, the optimal way to put myself in a position to be successful if I'm able to get that opportunity. But obviously in that specific moment was very fortunate and grateful that it never came to me, because it ended in a positive way before I had an opportunity to get it up at.
He was an interesting character. A couple months ago, Ryan, they celebrated CC Sabathia. You were part of that team in 2008. I mean, these are legendary moments in Brewers franchise history. Do you reflect back often on those moments whenever you see CC or hear his name or see any of the highlights from that 2011 season?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, incredibly enjoyable moments to relive, really a special time in Brewers baseball. I think similarly to the time that the organization is going through now, just teams that were consistently successful, a lot of really fun guys to be around, a lot of really fun moments to be a part of. The love and the way that the fan base embraced all of us and our teams was so special. So having the opportunity to reflect and think back on those moments is something that I'm always very grateful for.
There was a time, Ryan, you and I left then Miller Park. We walked out together, and it was shortly after the managerial change from Ron Renneke into Craig. And when we were walking out, I remember you telling me, this is going to be a good thing for us. What was it about Craig that you knew right away, instantly, that he was going to be such a great manager?
I had an opportunity to get to know him as teammates. I think we played together for at least 5 years, obviously prior to him stepping into a front office role and then a managerial role. So I thought that he had a unique perspective of being able to relate to the players, being able to communicate properly with the players, had an understanding of analytics and where the game was headed from that perspective, had a ton of experience in the front office. So I felt if anybody was going to be in a position to be able to navigate everything that comes with being a manager in today's game, he would be the best at it. He was always even-keeled as a player. Winning was always his top priority as a teammate, and while he was a player, he was essentially an extra coach. It couldn't have possibly gone any better to this point.
Brewer great Ryan Braun with us on WTMJ from California. Ryan, how closely do you follow this year's team, and do you keep in touch? Do you text with some of the guys? Do you get in on the excitement?
Yeah, I stay in touch with the Atanassios often. I stay in touch with Matt Arnold, Craig Counsell, Pat Murphy. I talk to Yelly all the time, and Brandon Woodruff and some of the other guys. Certainly an exciting team to follow, an exciting time to be a Brewers fan, and optimistic as they head into the postseason starting today.
Have you sent Woody a note, Ryan? That news broke yesterday that he's not going to be able to go. He certainly sounded devastated in addressing the media.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly not the news that he wants it or that the team wants going into the postseason, but inevitably adversity comes up for teams, and I think one of the Brewers' biggest strengths is their pitching depth. I think it's impossible to replace somebody who's, in my opinion, a top 5 or 10 pitcher in the sport. Certainly not great news headed into the postseason.
All right, can we back up a second? I knew that you were a father of 3, but 2 jobs? Like what? Like, what do you? Can we focus on that for a second? You have 2 jobs right now?
I do, yeah. So I've always loved math and numbers. Shortly after retiring in, I guess it was September of 21, I started working with an asset management firm. A big part of my motivation was having spent 15 plus years in locker rooms and wanted to help educate athletes on financial literacy. But I love learning. I love being around smart people doing interesting things. It's something that I've really enjoyed. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be doing that. And then co-founded an early-stage sports tech app called the Futures app that aims to kind of democratize and consolidate both baseball and softball instruction initially. So 2 projects that I'm very passionate about, very much enjoying. Actually have a couple other things where I sit in advisory roles with different companies. But staying very busy between navigating the chaos of 3 young kids and first real-world jobs in my late 30s.
You're weaving all that in between soccer practice and baseball, right, and everything that your kids are involved in?
That's right. Yeah, no, I have tremendous respect and appreciation for what all parents have gone through as we've started to get into all the extracurriculars, dance and gymnastics and soccer and birthday parties and just the chaos of essentially being an Uber driver for half the day for all of our children and all the miscellaneous activities they have going on.
Yeah, we hit a milestone in the Matzik household, Ryan. It no longer takes us an hour just to leave the house.
Yeah, we're still in that hour to leave the house more often than not. Our youngest is 3, so every day is a bit of an adventure. The kids are at different schools. You have different times of school starting and pickups and drop-offs, and certainly can make for some adventurous days.
Hey, Ryan, you're not even 40 years old. You're still in great shape. You retired just a couple years ago. This time of year, especially with friends on the club, do you ever get the itch?
Yeah, absolutely. I miss the big moments. I miss the big games. I'm grateful to have the opportunity to be here with my children while they're young every day. I never lose perspective on that. But this was always the most fun part of a baseball season for me, and I think most guys would say the same thing is, September and October baseball, the intensity of these games. There's nothing to replace that, but I also never lose perspective on how fortunate I am to have the opportunity to be with my kids every day while they're young, because you never get the chance to relive these years.
I got the highlight here running. It's on a loop here on the YouTube. Man, you had great hair back in 2011. You had a lot of good hairstyles. And I was always jealous of that, Ryan, because a higher power took my hair away in my mid-20s. Man, that was ultimate. That was peak Ryan hair in 2011, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, I rarely had the patience to, stick out all those middle phases you go through when you're trying to grow your hair out like that. But that was certainly the longest I'd ever had my hair at that time. So high maintenance, but tried to make the best of it.
He is Brewers legend Ryan Braun. Fun to catch up, Ryan. Congratulations on all the good stuff you've got going on. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, that's such good stuff. Ryan Braun hoping to come back for the second round if the Brewers make it to the second round. What a nice guy and what a busy guy.
Yeah, pretty amazing to catch up. I think people forget he went to Miami on an academic scholarship, and he also played baseball. Like, it's just one of those things. Very intelligent guy when it comes to his pursuits and what he's interested in. But, yeah, driving kids around and being an Uber driver, that's a big part of his life.
Brew October on WTMJ is presented by Network Health and sponsored by Delta Dental, Annex Wealth Management, and Town Bank, Wisconsin's bank. All right, so the crowd is making their way into the stadium. The lot's starting to empty out as first pitch is about a half an hour, 40 minutes from now, actually, a little bit after 6 o'clock. You'll hear that on WTMJ. Bob Uecker on the call, extensive postgame after the game, right here on WTMJ. Go Crew.
I'd been living with the snoring problem nearly my entire life. In fact, I can remember my mother teasing me,